3 more Blackhawks are headed to the World Championships. Connor Bedard had a weird message about his mom. And you've all got trade ideas. Some of them are okay. We'll do it all next on CHGO Blackhawks. Happy Monday, if there is such a thing. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks podcast. I'm Jay Zawaski with Mario Tirabassi. Chloe is back from her most recent vacation. Thanks for being with us. Do us a favor, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page as well. If you're listening on your favorite podcast app, thank you. Like, review, follow, subscribe, all that great stuff there. We've got a lot to get to today. It is Mailbag Monday. We've got a ton of mailbag questions. All of them are about trades. Every single one of them is about a draft trade or a player trade or whatever it might be.
Pretty
so
much,
we're going to get to those.
A couple of draft questions.
We're going to get to we could start here. We have 3 new Blackhawks.
You're not addressing the elephant in the room.
What's that?
Or the beef in the room, rather.
The belt?
The beef belt.
Did anyone have any doubt that it would be this show that holds the Bona beef belt?
Yeah, so. You've been hearing about the World Beef Championships. I know that we're talk about World Championships of hockey, but the World Championships of beef going on right now at Bona, and they literally have the beef belt. It's not the 3-pack of ground beef that you get at your local store. That's all stretched together.
That'd be cool too, though.
For $20. That's what I call the beef belt. Yeah. But no, this is an actual championship belt for the World Beef Champion from Bona.
Let me ask you this: as a wrestling fan,
yeah,
if you were the champion and if you could win the beef belt, you could. But I work here, and you're announced, right? You come out from under the Titantron. Are you wearing the belt?
The Beefatron?
Yeah, the Beefatron just rains beef juice on you. Would you carry it over your shoulder? Would you wear the belt or other?
I'm a shoulder.
Over the shoulder. Yeah, that's like the swaggy way to do it.
Or you could do it like, what was it? I think it was the.
That's how I would carry it, just like the strap.
Or you do it.
Oh, do it that way.
Do it the back way. I think it was the Rock. Was it the Rock?
Yeah, the Rock kind of
used to put it on his back that he didn't really care about. Or no, it was Stone Cold.
Yeah,
I think Stone Cold used to put it.
He just whip it around.
Put it over shoulder backwards. Didn't even care.
Like just dragging it out with you. Like you're about to use it as a weapon if someone gets in your way. Kind of the loose hold. I would do that first. We need to loosen up the beef belt. It's a little stiff. It's new leather. It's a new addition. But once the leather loosens up, it'll be a little more floppy, and we can have a little more flexibility with the beef belt. But I would be a carry it guy. Mario's a shoulder. You got to be fit to have it on the waist.
Shoulder.
Yeah, you've got to be jacked to wear it around the waist, I think. Or just wear it over your head.
Or like this.
I'll wear it as a crown. Perfect.
This is what you came for.
That's it. That's Monday.
It's the World
in May.
Beef Champion. Go get your beefs from Bona and see if you can actually get this championship.
You absolutely should.
You can't. I challenge you that you can't.
It seems attainable. You should try.
50 beefs in the month of May. It could be done.
Yes. All right, we've got 3 new Hawks heading to the World Championships. It is Arvid Soderblom and Anton Frondell. We knew Frondell, but now it's official. And Teuvo Teravainen for Finland. I see no downside to this at all. I really don't. I think you just want to get these guys as much experience as you possibly can.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, too, like these guys really do care about when they have the opportunities to play for their country. And I know it's not the Olympics. It's not World Cup of Hockey or whatever, 4 Nations, right. All that stuff. But the World Championships matter, especially to, I would say, to the European countries a little bit more than to, I would say, probably U.S. and Canada, because those European countries get to have a lot of their talent that plays overseas to play in those tournaments too, because a lot of those leagues are done with, whereas the Stanley Cup playoffs are continuing. So, and Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Team USA won their first exhibition game, or their only exhibition game rather, before the tournament, and Drew Comezzo didn't dress, but Lafferty was in and scored. Wyatt Kaiser, I think, was on the second pair, and Oliver Moore was on the top line on the left wing spot. That was pretty fun to see.
The roster is not super crazy stacked for Team USA.
No.
You got to give Canada a chance to win something in hockey. So maybe this is it.
Canada took a pretty good roster.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
But it gives an opportunity to a guy like Moore. And I just can't stop thinking about like what it did for Nazar last year in terms of early season confidence. Had a slump in the middle of the year, probably tied to injuries more than anything. But came out guns blazing, and just I think it also put him on the map a little bit around the hockey world. And I think the same can happen for Oliver Moore because I think Hawks fans are highest on Oliver Moore because they've gotten a chance to see him, and when you watch game by game by game, you appreciate the little stuff he does, where it's not just like, I'm going to pull up his hockey DB page and see, sure, okay, he had some kind of middling numbers. When you see the total impact that Oliver Moore makes, it's really impressive. And hopefully in the World Championships, we'll be able to turn some heads here. It wouldn't shock me.
Same for Wyatt Kaiser, too.
Oh, yeah.
I think this could be a really good opportunity for him to kind of put his name out there a little bit more in the hockey world than just being someone who's looked at as like a really good, really reliable defenseman within the Hawks world. Like, the NHL world at large could get a view of what he does and how valuable he's been to the Blackhawks, especially just this last year.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Which is so funny. 365 days ago, we were like, why is Wyatt Kaiser holding out? Who does he think he is? And now it's just like, man, I can't imagine this defense without him.
I mean, when you look at the roster, Justin Falk is obviously like the veteran leader of the group. Ryan Lindgren's got a lot of games under his belt. Mason Lohrei is younger, but has played a lot.
The Team USA team is...
But he's probably your second pair.
The Team USA team is generally pretty young.
Yeah.
Like across the board compared to like the Canada team. Like the Canada team is like a bunch of really proven veteran guys that have won stuff. Like it's pretty impressive. So I'm looking forward to catching some of these games. I'm going to be watching a lot of Sweden because Anton Frondell is a lot of fun to watch. You also got Ivar Stenberg on that team, Viggo Bork on that team as well, also future Hawk.
Yep.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Speaking of Stenberg, today, Corey Pronman put out his mock draft. He too has Stenberg coming to the Blackhawks at 4th.
Yeah.
So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of 12 have him going to Chicago.
Yeah. I mean, it's feeling less and less crazy to think that could be a reality. But I mean, again, as we had the conversations last week, it's going to be the same all the way up until they're actually making the picks.
Right.
Who knows where teams figure out who the best player available is when they're selecting, what they want to do with those picks, whether it's a trade or if they want to address a positional need. Like, who knows what these teams are going to do except the people who are in those meetings.
Yeah, and I think there has been some speculation I think Jeff Merrick mentioned today that the Hawks could be looking to trade up. I don't know if it's necessary. We can get into that as we get closer.
There's a question specifically about trading up.
Yeah, but I think that we're not going to know. I feel like a lot of this draft movement's going to happen at the draft.
If at all.
Yeah, and draft trades are always like that for the record.
Right.
But like,
remember last year, Cam Robinson was talking about how like this is the most trade chatter I've ever heard in the top 10 of teams, and there's going to be some electric trades, and literally nothing happened. Yeah, because it's very rare. It's very rare for these top 10, top 5 spots to be moved around all that much, because teams really value getting these guys.
They do, and it's also, as we discussed over the last few shows, like it takes a lot to trade it too. Like you're not just trading number 2, 3, or 4 for just like, like a middle 6 guy. Like, no, you want someone
here's a bunch of beans.
Yeah, like you're gonna want someone that's an automatic and a known stud. So it's just who has those guys that just wants to really hit the reset button.
Yeah.
That's where
that's the other side.
There's only a handful of teams, if
that's
even
the
that
other
many.
side of it that I feel like we'll dig into a little bit more today with a lot of the trade questions is why would Team X make this trade? We know why the Blackhawks would make these trades.
It's a big thing to ask yourself before you hit send on Discord.
Yeah. We all know why the Blackhawks would trade for all these players.
Right.
But why would those teams trade those players?
But if you were a fan of that team, what would you say about this trade? All right, before we do that, can we talk about Mother's Day? Yesterday was Mother's Day. Did you have a nice Mother's Day?
Yeah, we did. We did a lot of fun stuff over the weekend. Met up with my mom's mom and my mom, and with my wife and our daughter, and had like a whole grandma's afternoon on Saturday. And then yesterday was just the three of us hanging out at home, just hanging out. It was good. It was nice, relaxing.
Took my wife out Friday night. We went to Peace in Wicker Park, which was great.
Nice.
And then yesterday, spent time with both moms on both sides. The Blackhawks social media team apparently slid into the DMs of Blackhawks players, and we're asking them, hey, we have, what are some of the things you love about your mom? What are some of the things you appreciate about your mom? Can we look at some of these, Chloe? Some of these these Mother's Day wishes? There's Nick Lardis.
That's Frank Nazar.
That's Frank Nazar. You're right. Says, can you zoom in? I'm old.
Oh, yeah, that's tiny text.
Ooh, there we go.
I love and appreciate how my mom makes everyone around her feel like family. Oh, that's nice.
That is very sweet.
We did. We met Mom Nazar at the red carpet event. That was nice.
She said she listens to every show.
Yeah, that's why we've been so nice about Frank.
Yes, Frank is the best.
I love that picture too because I'm pretty sure that's him buying her a house of some sort. I would think he's holding up keys in a picture. Usually that means I bought you something that needs keys.
Nice job, Frank.
It's the investigative journalism you pay for.
All right, now we've got Alex Vlasic, who responds to the question with, I think the fact that my mom always puts others before herself and makes sure that we, the kids, are always happy. And a nice picture of Alex and his mother at the mom's trip. She's got the white Vlasic jersey on. Very nice.
I, too, am someone who will text out my pondering before I hit send. Let me think about that.
Let me think. And here's Anton Frondel with his mother. He says, I love my mom's apple pie. Sure.
Nice.
They have apple pie in Sweden? That's crazy.
They have apples.
They have apples over
there? They have apples and pies.
So. Learn something new every day. And then we move on.
This is Nick Lardis. This is currently Nick Lardis.
Says, hey, one thing I love about my mom is she can always make me laugh no matter what, and she's always up for playing sports or games with me. That's great. That's so sweet. Should we go to? Yeah. Here's Wyatt Kaiser. It's his mom.
I can't get over the fact that the picture of Nick Lardis looks like he's like 7 years old, and you'd believe that it was probably last year.
Yeah.
And also the answer is like a 7-year-old.
Yes. We like the color. Wyatt Kaiser says, my mom is always taking care of me. I couldn't ask for a better mother. I think this is the most recent pic we have from the mother strip. We don't take many pictures.
Not a picture-taking family.
That's fine. And then do we have Sam Renzel?
Okay. Yes.
Sam says, I would just say I appreciate everything she does for me. She's always there for me when I need. She's my biggest supporter, and the sacrifice she's made for me up to this point in my life never goes unnoticed. She makes life easy, and I'm very proud to be her son.
Oh, that's very nice.
Speaking of unnoticed, are you going to fist bump Dave?
Yeah,
Chloe?
he's been standing there for like 2 minutes.
He's been there for 45 minutes. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Blackhawk superstar Connor Bedard responds, let me ponder this. Follows up a few moments later, she can juggle. So sweet. So heartfelt.
Oh, man.
I was dying. She can juggle. I get to see
Connor's
mom just like, oh, this is so sweet. She can juggle.
All those 5 a.m. hockey practices I took
Thanks,
you to, Connor. I'm
great.
glad I could teach you to juggle.
Yeah. And Frank Nazar can already juggle. We don't need that.
Oh, that's so good.
That's the funniest. Also, Connor Bedard's mom listens all the time. So we will have a word with him to be more thoughtful next Mother's Day on the Instagram. I'm sure he did something very sweet behind the scenes, but
sure.
Let me ponder this. She can juggle.
That's great. That's so good.
Made my Mother's Day. So
you have
funny.
to give him credit, though. They did say something like you're appreciative of or something that's unique. And he went the unique route.
He did go the unique route.
So,
Sure.
That's true.
That is unique.
That is certainly a unique talent.
According to
all right, we're going to get to your mailbag questions coming up in a moment. Stick around, hit that like button for us. Back in 2 on CHGO Blackhawks.
What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi, and what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? Well, that is the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together. It can find and fix problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense, and that lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online. All of your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And the best part is there's no annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment is included. Take it from us, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay reliable, and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions do apply.
And whether your AC stopped working, you're dealing with a clogged drain, or you need an extra outlet installed, Four Seasons has you covered. They're available 24/7 for emergency service with no extra charges for nights, weekends, or holidays, aka when things go wrong. Summer is right around the corner. Don't mess around. Get it serviced right now. A complete AC tune-up from Four Seasons is just $89.95, backed by a 1-year no-breakdown guarantee. This is a limited-time offer, so act fast. Schedule that tune-up today. Plus, they'll beat any competitor's offer by up to $1,000 guaranteed. So, for all your cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, you know who to call. For all the right reasons, it's 866 Four Seasons. Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. All right, we are back on CHGO Blackhawks. Thanks for being here. Hit that like button for us. We're almost at 100 likes already. Love that.
Wow.
All right, here we go. We are cautiously opening the bag of mail.
The trade bag.
And it is all trades all the time, probably from here until the draft.
It's going to be a lot, yeah.
Yes. All right, D. Schnell, who's with us often. By the way, if you'd like to send us a mailbag question, it is for our diehards, and you can do so on the Discord app. Real easy to get in there and continue the conversation all day long. We jump in there now and again. We got to be better about it, that's for sure. Pointing a thumb at myself.
It's like jumping into a whitewater rafting river of conversation.
It really is. It's hard. Like every time I go in there, I feel like I'm like, hey, everybody, and I'm interrupting something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of why I'm like, oh, this is not
the
for me.
diehard Discord is a very active conversation. But it's great. I love being able to jump in there from time to time and interact with everyone and get some ideas and get the mailbags and hear what everyone's talking about. It's good stuff. So yeah, if you become a diehard, do that. You have access to that, and that is how you can send us the mailbag questions.
AllCHGO.com to become a member. Use our code HAWKS for $36 for your new membership. Okay, D. Schnell, sorry. How about the possibility of a trade with the Rangers for Alexis Lafreniere? He has shown flashes of potential, but hasn't reached a ceiling. A change of scenery may be good for him. Possibly swap 4th and 5th picks and package a couple prospects or a second rounder. Just spitballing, food for thoughts.
If
you're just swapping 4 and 5, I got to see how it goes first, though. Again, that's one of those ones I make in the moment.
Well, if you're swapping 4, if you're trying to make a huge deal, you're swapping 4 and 5. That's almost a wash. It's almost like nothing is happening.
Yeah.
So you'd basically be like, okay, Lafreniere for a couple of seconds. Rangers wouldn't do that. I don't think that they would. And, looking at where the Rangers are at right now, they're probably like Toronto, where they don't want to go scorched earth rebuild, and they don't really have the ability to do it. So you need to move forward with the young guys you have. It's kind of like with Toronto and Matthew Nyes. I know he's not as sought after, but Lafreniere is kind of like that for the Rangers, where, yeah, he's not, 20, but they've kind of invested in him being part of what they're doing. So to get rid of him probably would put them back further than they really want to. And I know he's not a, game breaker talent, but
it's a good player.
He is a really good player. I just don't think the Rangers would want to move off of him, especially if it's not for anything dramatically significant.
From a Hawks standpoint, yes, you make that deal. If you really want,
if that's all, if that's all it takes,
So like you said, you're basically trading a second for him. Yeah. But if the Rangers he's still only 24 years old, right? Like you said, if they're looking to move guys out, it's going to be Trocheck, who we all thought was going to the trade deadline. He was one of the top targets there. Maybe because of Benajad, it makes $8.5 million for the next 4 years.
Right.
He's 33, so he'll probably be done at the end of that deal. Like those are the kind of guys that are probably going to be looking to move out. I know someone later asked about Gavrikov. We can talk about that when it comes up. But those are the kind of names I think the Rangers will be moving. Where if they're looking to start fresh and they've got the number 5 overall pick right now, Lafreniere is going to be a guy you want there to like lead that transition into the next thing. They're not going to get 1 or 2, and even if they did, it's not the kind of draft where it's a Bedard or it's a Celebrini or it's a Schaefer or it's going to be franchise altering from jump.
Right.
You feel like McKenna, Stenberg, whoever it might be at 1 or 2 is going to be a really good player. Maybe McKenna becomes that like superstar stud 100-plus point guy, franchise changing guy, but I just don't think it's as cut and dry as it was with some of the other more obvious number 1 overall picks. So
Paul's comment in the chat, Paul Lind, says, if we're trading with the Rangers, I would much rather get Cooley. Yeah, I agree. Will Cooley would be the guy I'd rather get from the Rangers to kind of fit that play style that the Hawks are missing, where more of that edge, gritty, tough forward that can also put up some points. I'd much rather be in a conversation with the Rangers about him than Lafreniere.
That's a good point, because I think you probably somewhere in your mix of Nazar, Frondel, Kanserov, you've got a Lafreniere type in terms of like production.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
50 to 60 points. You think maybe you hope Frank Nazar is that, and Kanserov and Frondel are maybe a level ahead of that. But you feel like you have that. Will Cooley is a guy they don't really have. 24 years old, 6'3", 212. He's not going to be a top 6 guy most likely. $3.9 million next season. Then he's an RFA with arbitration rights. That'd be a deal you could make, and then possibly extend him later on. So I would, to me, that's a guy who I would probably.
Yeah.
Is Lafreniere a better offensive player than him? Yeah, probably. But Cooley fits more of what you need.
Right.
All right. That was good. That was only like 3 minutes. This from Doug.
This was piggybacking off of D. Schnell's question, so still in the Rangers world.
Yeah, says, what about Gavrikov? I was hoping they got him last year as a free agent. I also have heard he isn't happy in New York. I think he would be a perfect partner for Artie.
That's a true investment if you're making that trade, because Gavrikov signed what is
$7 million through 29-30. So 4 years left at $7 million.
Okay, yeah, that's a big investment. If you're looking to say like, hey, we're looking for a guy that's going to be here long term. We talk about like adding a veteran to the group to kind of stabilize things because they're so young. That would be adding a guy that is here for the long haul, because that's a big contract. He's actually signed through the 2031-32 season.
Oh,
year 1 of a 7-year, $7 million cap hit.
I see. I mean, I'm just looking at. I'm on Puckpedia.
Yeah,
and they just don't have the entire.
Yeah, they stop after a few years. But yeah, no, he's through 31-32.
Okay,
so that's a long time.
Boy, I feel like if I'm going for nothing against Gavrikov, he's a really good player, makes the Hawks D better.
For
obviously, the connection with Levshov would be good, but for that long and that much, I might want someone a little bit better.
I mean, he's
really good. He's a middle pair guy.
He would be like, I'll put it this way. Would you rather, let's say we're going highly paid defenseman on the left side who's in their 30s. Would you rather Gavrikov for the next 7 years or Morgan Riley for the next 4?
It's a good question.
I think in that case, I might go Riley.
I have a lot of trouble with Leafs
because of the length of the contract.
Well, it's not just that. It's also the Toronto is like, I feel like every Toronto player should have an asterisk because playing in Toronto is such a unique situation and the pressure is so different that I feel like there are some guys that could leave Toronto and like step up.
Mitch Marner.
Right. Or just say exactly who they are and just remind people. Riley's also 2 years older, but it's a shorter deal, as you mentioned.
Shorter time frame.
Gavrikov does have the Russian aspect of it, which would help Levchinov theoretically.
And Kanserov, too.
And Kanserov, right. You know, I would say in that scenario, give me Gavrikov because I feel like Riley would come here with baggage already. And I feel like Riley coming to Chicago would have to like prove people wrong or people would be excited about Gavrikov right off the hop.
Maybe.
Does that make sense?
I see where you're going. Yeah, I could see that.
And I'm not the GM, so the GM should not think the way I am. Right? Like, well, I want to make the fans happy, so I want to get a guy they're going to be happy about. No, get the guy you think is better. But I don't think the gap between Gavrikov and Riley is so vast.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think I would go with the Gavrikov for all the intangibles that were mentioned, like the Levchinov, Kanserov stuff.
Sure.
Good question. So far, pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah.
We're having a level-headed conversation.
You read this one so I can take a drink.
All right. Michael Evans says, you know what? Screw Robertson, Nyes, and Thomas. What about seeing what Ottawa wants for Tim Stutzle? I'd start with the 4th overall pick, Ethan Del Mastro, and maybe Tavo, and go from there. Thoughts? Michael, I'm going to say what I said earlier. Why would Ottawa trade Tim Stutzle? And once you answer that question, 4th overall, a 3rd pair defenseman.
You're given it's 4th overall.
And
just say 4th overall.
What was the other part of it? Tavo. 4th overall for Tim Stutzle, and spare parts is not going to. No.
Once again, from a Hawks perspective, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I would make that trade.
Right.
But Ottawa would never. Ottawa would never.
Yeah, that is their best player.
And yeah. If you said to the Senators, you can pick one of these two guys to move forward with, Tkachuk or Stutzle.
They're taking Stutzle.
I would think they pick
every time.
They pick Tim Stutzle.
Well, they should because he's a better player. He's younger. He has zero baggage with him. And think of it this way too: Ottawa finally makes the playoffs after all this. They've got a good young core. Stutzle, Tkachuk, Cousins, Batherson, all those guys. Batherson's the oldest. He's 28. Shane Pinto, Fabian Zetterlund is 26.
They have a good.
That's a
good
team
young
that is
group
ready
forward,
to be good for a while. Mm-hmm. They're not going to then trade their best player just to set it back 2-3 more years.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense from their perspective.
Right.
But if they would like to, by all means, Ottawa.
Sure.
Yes, let's do that.
Why not?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to do one more.
We can do one more. We can do one more.
We're flying through these.
Alex A. Swiss. Mailbag question. Is Columbus a possible trading partner? Trading one of the 2 additional first-rounders next year for Columbus's first, which is number 14, and taking Elvis Merzlikins for one more year. Would that be interesting, or is there a deal with Columbus you could see? I don't know the inner workings of the Blue Jackets goalie situation. If they're trying to get out of Elvis Merzlikins.
Yeah, they've got Jack Greaves, who they like.
Who basically became their go-to guy.
There are other goalies in the system. Ivan Fedotov is 29. Evan Gardner is 20.
Yeah.
Nathan Lalonde and
Merzlikins had like a 880-something save percentage this year. It was really bad.
Yeah.
And last year's was also sub-900. So if they're trying to move off of him, I think he's like $5.4 million for a year.
Yep.
I mean, Hawks could do that if there's a sweetener at the end of the rainbow. But you have Soderblom already under contract, and he's not much better than those numbers. And we've been talking about making room for Drew Commesso to get to the NHL. So I don't think that they're trying to bring on a goalie unless you bring him on for the sweetener that he is, and then flip him or
give them Soderbergh.
Buy him out or something. Well, no, then you wouldn't
to help them
you
save
wouldn't
money.
You wouldn't get. Yeah, maybe they save money, but you wouldn't get much of a sweetener there. For the question, I will say if Columbus's number 14 pick is in play, sure, I would have a conversation with that, because I would be shocked if Kyle Davidson doesn't make 2 picks in this year's first round, and that number 14 range, while it would be higher than he's traded back into before, without giving up, gave up Alex DeBrincat to get the number 7 pick in 22, gave up Kirby Dach to get the number 13 pick, but without giving up something of that significance, if you could get to that range, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's tough.
But that's
to imagine,
harder to
though.
do.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that would be. And Columbus is a team that's kind of trying to figure out what they're doing. They had that super hot streak, then fell short of the playoffs. Rick Bowness called them sissies, for lack of a better word.
He's going to change the culture.
They just acquired Connor Garland and signed him.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure what their plan is. They're a really hard team to predict. I feel like they're very comfortable being what they are, and their fan base still seems to be pretty satisfied if they're at or near the playoffs every year.
Well, they're also a young team trying to ascend.
They're not really that young, though.
Well, they got
Marchenko are 25, Cole Sillinger's 22.
Fantilli's what,
Fantilli
20?
and Johnson, but everybody else is 30 or older.
But they got some players that are still coming up too.
Yeah.
Caden Lindstrom.
Pretty good. That's going to
eventually.
Happen. We hope.
Yeah, I would think that they could make a play like that. I'm looking at some of the old trades that Davidson made to get into the first round again. He gave up pick 20, 54, and 61 to get pick 18 and 50 back in 2024.
That was Sasha
So,
Bover.
yeah, so to move up from 20 to 18, you had to do, a little bit of maneuvering. And then they got pick 27 from Carolina. This was on draft day for pick 34 and 50, which they got in the previous trade with the Islanders. So, even to get into the late first round, you're talking about
West was 29.
pick swapping.
It was 29. It was
That was the 24 draft.
Oh,
that was
okay. Sorry,
yeah. And then Mason West this past year was also one of those where you're making you're swapping out a lot of picks. So they have the capital to do it, but if you're saying just trade some of their second round picks that they have, you're probably only going to get to the mid 20s if that.
Yeah. So get for Mason West to get to 29, they gave up 34, 62, and a 2027 fifth.
So if you're trying to get to this year's mid first round, you're probably giving up one of, or not, if not both of Edmonton and Florida's picks next year, which both of them will more or less likely be late teens, 20s, maybe later in the draft, figuring that Florida is healthy next year. And,
see, he's always trying. If there's someone he loves, he's going to make an effort to get him. All right, let's hit the break zone. We're a little bit late. Sorry, Chloe. Back in 2 minutes on CHGO Blackhawks.
Summertime in Chicago is just around the corner, and a season full of red line runs, 120 start times, and Bridgeport baseball is on deck. And right now at Bet365, it's the perfect time to prepare for Chicago's perfect season. Thanks to their Bet $10, get $150 in bonus bets deals. All you have to do is sign up, make your first $10 bet, and Bet365 will throw you $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. The only thing better than that is having a playpen connection. Jay, can you hook a brother up?
Sure.
All right, sounds good.
Put my floaties on.
Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the app, use the code CHGO365 when you do. If you have a gambling problem, you can call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older, must be physically located in Illinois. Terms and conditions do apply, and the offer is in-app only.
And May is Beef Month.
Beef.
Announcing the Bona World Beef Championship. Eat or share
right here
as much beef as you possibly can during May, National Beef Month. All who reach the championship level of 50 beefs during May, like that's hard, will receive 61,400 very specific bonus points of bonus rewards points, good for beef or any item on the Bona menu. I currently have 1,029 points on my reward app. I got some work to do, but I'm working on it. We're going to get there, okay? Be the hero. Use the Bona app to order beefs for your friends and family or office mates and get ready to play. Bonus rewards start to accumulate once you've reached 5 beef orders in May. The champion also gets a $40 members-only gift card every month for 3 years. Download the Bona app. Do it. Buy Bona merch at merch.bona.com. Details on BUONA.com. All right, we're back on CHGO Blackhawks, and we're 1 like away from 100. Nope, no, we're not. We just got it. Thank you. Keep them coming. We appreciate that very much. And we want to give you a heads up on something special happening this weekend. Saturday, May 16th at Montrose Harbor is the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. Susan G. Komen is the world's leading nonprofit breast cancer organization, funding research and providing support for patients and survivors across the U.S. If you'd like to register and or donate, you can do so at komen.org/Chicago Race. About every 2 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with breast cancer. My mom is a breast cancer survivor. Several of my aunts have had breast cancer before. 1 in 8 women and 1 in 1,000 men in the U.S. will face breast cancer diagnosis during your life. So check out the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure, Saturday, May 16th at Montrose Harbor. Again, komen.org/Chicago Race. That link is also in the chat if you'd like to visit it directly. So throw a couple bucks or run it or do whatever you want. But always a great cause. Cancer touches everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody in this room, everybody watching. So the more money towards those causes, the better.
Absolutely.
All right.
Should be nice weather, I think.
I hope
Saturday.
So. I will not be running.
Perfect. Oof. Perfect day to be outside.
Yes. All right. Back to the mailbag we go. This one from El Mago Javi 9. Nice.
Wonder if he's a Cubs fan.
I don't think so. Tigers. Says mailbag offseason aggressive hypothetical moves. Trade idea 1, Mason West, Merrick Vanacker, and the 2027 unprotected first.
I think they're saying also pick 37.
Oh, pick 37.
Pick 37.
And the 2027 unprotected Hawks first for Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk. Want to do these one at a time?
I think El Mago Javi 9. Javier Baez is proposing these trades together because they're packaging it together. So there's 2 trades on the board here. The other one is Ethan Del Mastro, 2 seconds and number 4 for the 2nd overall pick to get Ivar Stenberg. Their logic says this leaves the Hawk just 1 pick in the first 2 rounds this year, but keeps 2 firsts and 2 seconds while adding Stenberg and Tkachuk. Curious on your thoughts on not enough, too much, and overall thoughts on those moves. The first trade with Mason West, first-round pick, Merrick Vanacker, first-round pick number 34, or 37 rather, and a future first. All for Brady Tkachuk. 1, I don't know if Mason West and Merrick Vanacker, who have yet to play pro hockey, move the needle enough. I know we all like them. We all like the prospects of where they're going.
They do not.
So again, here's a handful of beans. And I think with Tkachuk, as much as it's great for conversation and content, until he explicitly says, like, I want to be moved out of Ottawa, the Senators are not going to just shop him just because they are not going to be a better team for it. So I think that's a lot. That's a lot for Brady Tkachuk. But I think if the Senators were wanting to move him, they would entertain that type of deal.
I think if you're getting Brady Tkachuk, you've got to they need a known commodity.
Right.
And you're talking about, 30, what was it, 37?
Pick number 37.
That's fine. That could be a good player.
Next year's 4th overall. Can you put it back up on the screen, Chloe? I want to make sure I got looked at it right. So it's Hawks first next year, 37th overall, West and Vanacker, both late first-round picks. So that's 3 first-round assets plus the 5th pick of the second round.
I don't think that's enough because we don't know what the pick next year is going to be.
Unprotected, though, for the Hawks. So if they land in the lottery,
right,
spin the wheel and it's
But
Ottawa's.
if you're acquiring Brady Tkachuk and you're also having the growth of the guys you have already, chances are you're not going to. I mean, you probably could still be in a lottery, but you're not going to have odds to really win it,
right?
Without a miracle,
mm-hmm.
the Sharks had this year. But we have to think about guys like Vanacker and West as, like you said, beans. They're just, no one knows what they're going to be. And the reason that you drafted Mason West and you traded up to get him is you're like, you know what? We think this could be a home run, so we're going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
And if we're right, great. And if we're not, okay, we've got a lot of first-round picks we've made that will work out too. To the rest of the league, that's kind of like it's got to be meaningful. Look, to trade Matthew Tkachuk, they had to give up Jonathan Huberdeau, who was coming off a career 100-plus point season,
15 points
with Calgary.
Like we
were talking about Ottawa earlier, they're not trying to take a step back. So if they're trading Brady Tkachuk, they're bringing something back that is his level or better to do so, right? So I don't think that they want.
If Ottawa was
Vanacker and their first-round picks, sure, but low first-round picks, stretch first-round picks, I think in terms of West,
right?
They don't have the same appeal as an Anton Frondel or even like an Oliver Moore would have. Those are kind of wild card picks.
They haven't played pro hockey yet.
Right.
And West has not even played one full season fully dedicated as a hockey player. Like, you really have to see what he's going to be. I think if Ottawa was in like, we are full blown tearing everything down, then yeah, you're probably talking about a deal like that for Brady Tkachuk, but they're not in that mode. And the other one, again, Ethan Del Mastro, I think it was 2 seconds and 4 to move up to number 2.
That doesn't feel necessary.
It doesn't feel necessary. And it also feels like maybe not even enough. Like, I go back to, the idea of like trading all these top 5 picks and stuff. It doesn't happen very often.
Right.
And when it does, like, I don't know, like, so reading The Athletic this morning, Scott Powers did a collaboration with Corey Proman about what the Blackhawks options are and where they could go. And they brought up the last time a top 5 pick was traded in the draft. And it was 2008, where the New York Islanders acquired the 5th pick from the Toronto Maple Leafs for the number 7 pick, a 3rd round pick, and a 2nd rounder the next year. So to move from 7
to 5,
that's what they had to give up. That's what the Leafs gave up. So to move up 2 spots from 7 to 5 was a pick swap, a 3rd round pick, and a future 2nd rounder. Now, 4 to 2, it's 2 spots.
Yeah.
But moving up to 2 has a lot higher value than moving up to 5.
Right. But I think people are talking about this because of the Sharks' perspective of, well, they're picking a defenseman. You're pretty certain Gab McKenna is going first, and they feel like they can get a pick of a defenseman at 4 regardless. Mm-hmm. So why not get assets back for training for 2? I understand that logic. However, it's not only going to be the Hawks or the Rangers or whoever who might want to sniff at number 2. It might be the St. Louis Blues,
right?
Who are like, hey, you know what? We're ready to rebuild. Number 2 would give us a really great way to do it. We're going to give you Robert Thomas to put the Shark, or Colton Parayko to put the Sharks need a defenseman. How about Colton Parayko right now when they're right on the cusp of playoffs and competing in a Pacific Division that the top powers, Edmonton, Vegas looks good, but they're going to fade as these guys get older, and you're going to have your Anaheim and San Jose's battling it every year, and you add a guy like Colton Parayko for the next handful of years, right? Plus the 1st round pick, plus whatever else might come. That's what you're not just contending with other teams towards the top of the draft.
Right.
It's if 2's up for grabs, a lot of the teams in the league will be fighting for it.
If Mike Greer sends out the league-wide email of hey, number 2 is on the board,
Right.
he's going to get 31 responses.
Yes.
Everyone's going to have
You would think so.
Have something to be
And
in
it's
on that.
just to go back to the Hawks part of it, like it's not to say that I don't believe that Mason West could be a good player or that Marek Vanacker could be a good player, but those first round picks don't have the same. I don't know what I'm saying. Value is probably the simplest way to say it.
Yeah, so I mean, there's you could say like, oh, this is a late first round pick, but it's a lot different to have a late first round pick that you then have the freedom to make, rather than, well, we drafted this guy late in the first round. I'm not gonna say that I believe Mason West or Marek Vanacker are busts or anywhere close to it.
No, of course
but
not.
if you say like, oh, well, we picked this guy in the first round, another team might be like, yeah, well, you picked busts, so why do I care?
Right.
You know, like that. You could get into that conversation. A team would probably value an unused late first round pick, so that their own staff could use it, rather than, well, this guy was taken in the late first round, he's got to be good, kind of thing.
I have because we were talking about the 2008 NHL draft. For the record, St. Louis traded 7, which turned out to be Colin Wilson, for 5, which turned out to be Luke Shen. That was that deal. But I'm looking at so let's say first round 2008 from 20 to 30. Michael Del Zotto, good player. Anton Gustafsson, 0 NHL games played. Jordan Eberle, good player. Tyler Kuma played 1 game in the NHL. Matthias Tedenby played 120 games. Greg Nemeth, 15 NHL games. Tyler Ennis played 700. John Carlson, 1,159.
Pretty good player. Pretty good player.
Victor Tikhonov, Blackhawks legend.
Oh yeah,
111 games.
See, he was a first round. He was a first round pick, and most of his career is played overseas.
That's
I
it.
believe.
Dalton LaVale,
sure,
picked by Atlanta, never played a game, and Tom McCullum played 3 games.
Goalie,
Detroit pick. Yes. So the bottom of the first round is the very definition of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
So chances are maybe one of Vanacker or West pan out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. But it's just a different, there's a different value between top 10 and bottom 10, despite being, it's not the NFL
of the first round. Yeah.
Right. It's not the NBA.
No.
Or it's like 3 guys count, or we'll say 4 for the sake of the Bulls.
Yeah.
But it's not a sure thing. By the way, a little bit of hockey news. Tonight's PWHL semifinal between Minnesota and Montreal is postponed because too many players are sick. That's crazy.
Fun.
Yeah, so game 5 up in the air between the Frost and Victoire. You been watching? Man, it's been good. PWHL playoffs have been fun. All right, keep going. Mailbag. Do it.
Just take your Z-Cam.
All right, this
Warren
one
Bedard's.
from Warren Bedard's.
Michkov.
Surprised it took this long to get this one.
Well, we wanted to get some.
I'm just saying generally.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that Matvei Michkov could actually be on the market this summer? With the multiple scratches through the season and also in the playoffs, it seems there's a big disconnect somewhere. There was also a video that surfaced recently where he spoke glowingly of his friendship with Bedard. If he were available, would you do it? What would it take? As a quick aside, it'd be fun if you all did a trade evaluation show where people submit trades and give your thoughts on it.
That's what today's show is.
That's what we're doing, yes. But what was it? Puck Wages has the trade simulator.
A lot of
Puckpedia has
Puckpedia has a trade
websites.
value simulator. Do you have that?
It takes a while to do it, but we could try it.
So, I'll vamp on Michkov while you put that up there.
Well, we have to have a conversation. We'll have to generate the trade.
Right.
So he didn't give specifics. He said, let's
do it as an exercise.
All right, let me get this going here.
Okay. So first off, Matvei Michkov, taken in early first round. Talking about early first round picks. It's interesting seeing someone that means that much to that organization, or should, in theory, mean that much to that organization in their future, being scratched so often in the regular season, and then in the playoffs, you're talking about season on the line, up against the Hurricanes. and you're scratching this guy and you're bringing in Jet Luchenko out of junior and saying, here, go take his spot and make an impact. I think if it had only happened in the regular season, we've seen young guys scratch in the regular season before here in Chicago, and it's for teaching moments. It's for, look, give a guy a break, give him a rest, give him a reset. This seems like it's not rest, reset, whatever. It's some sort of problem within the organization, a disconnect, like you said, some sort of disconnect between either the player in the organization or the coaching staff and the player, whatever it is. I don't think Philly is better for getting rid of him, but if they want to choose, if there is a disconnect between Michkov and coaching staff or whatever, and they want to choose Rick Tocchet over the player, that's their prerogative. And then yes, absolutely, I would be one of the. If I was Kyle Davidson, I would be on the phone with Danny Briere and being like, "Hey, what's going on with this? You want to have a conversation?" I would be open to that, because I think a lot of times when you get players that potentially are in situations like that where they become disgruntled, or it's just talk about change of scenery all the time and the kinds of impact it could have, I would absolutely be interested in seeing what it would take. Now it comes down to what actually would be the reality of what it would take.
I got it ready.
All right.
This is cap wages, actually.
Okay.
Matvei Michkov plugged in. What are we doing for the Hawks?
Man. So he was picked 7th overall in 2023.
Yes.
So do you put pick 4 out there?
Okay. For funsies, let's do it.
Let's say.
Okay.
Does it have like a comparable value factor?
You have to plug it in first.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So we've got number 4. Do we want to do just that and see if they take it?
Sure.
All right.
Let's keep it as simple as possible.
Analyzing. Cap wages is analyzing.
Beep, boop, boop, beep.
Chicago might accept 73%. A strong offer for a rebuilding team. They turn the uncertainty of 4th overall into a 21-year-old 51-point winger under team control, fitting Bedard's timeline and still cheap against the cap, though they might push to add a small sweetener from Philly given the picks premium slot. Philly, unlikely, 45%. Unlikely to move a 21-year-old 51-point cost-controlled winger, $950K for a single pick.
Fair.
But what this does not add in terms of the cap wages AI analytical tool is the fact that he's been scratched and the fact that there have been some questions about his work ethic and his level of physical fitness and those sort of things. I'm not doing that. I know Matvei Michkov is a super appealing prospect and could work out to be great, but if there's, look, we've got people on this show that want to fire Kyle Davidson for drafting Artem Levshinov.
People on the chat.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, people are, because he's inconsistent. Mm-hmm. There's been some questions about his work ethic. He's been late for meetings, late for practices, and he hasn't immediately become great. So now you want to trade the 4th overall pick for another one of those? If that's where you're at, I think Levshinov's going to be good.
Yeah.
But and I think Michkov's going to be good.
I mean, we've seen.
But if I'm trading 4, like we've been saying all along, I need certainty.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know it's a guy that's good, that's proven good.
Yeah. No, that's completely fair. That's why you have to do your diligence as Kyle Davidson and his front office staff of making phone calls, talking to, if they get into those conversations, you got to talk to Philly and get their side of things. You got to talk to whoever you can around the league, to, as long as it's legal, not tampering, be able to kind of get a gauge of like what the situation could be. And if you get the red flags and then the conversation kind of ends and you don't really move forward with it. But if you feel like you could get a deal done and you feel like it's only the environment in Philly that's causing those things, and you believe that you could present a better environment, a better atmosphere, a better situation, whether it's the coaching staff or the
Definitely
players on the team or whatever.
Because he has had Torts.
He's had Torts and Tocchet. Yeah. Coming to CBS this fall.
Buddy cops.
But yeah, I would entertain that conversation to a degree. I wouldn't go more than, I wouldn't go overboard for him, but I would definitely say like, hey, if it's a change of scenery situation, you guys don't want to deal with them anymore, I would entertain that conversation for sure.
All right, let's look here. I'm looking further at the roster here in Philly.
And look, Philly made the playoffs. We've kind of had conversations about them a little bit and where they're at. You know, you got Martone in the mix. You've got you have Michkov for the time being, but you have a good team, a good young group built there.
Yeah.
So they're trying to contend. So if they are moving Michkov, they might be interested in guys that are going to continue to help them with that window, rather than here's the fourth overall pick, who could end up being a guy that helps you within a season or two.
Yeah.
But they might be like, if we're losing a guy from our lineup, so to say, that's 21, we need someone that's going to fill his spot.
All right, we got one from Storytime Wonders. Korchinski and Edmonton's first. That I'm a little more open-minded about.
Yeah, but does Philly want that?
Let's see. Let's ask.
So let's ask.
Let's ask Cap Wages.
It's Mr. Wages. Captain Wages. Yeah, sure, that sounds better from the Hawks side. An unknown first-round pick and a still to be determined young defenseman.
Yeah.
I just don't know if...
Chicago likely accepts 88% of the time.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah.
That's an unbalanced trade.
Sure. What does it say for Philly?
30% unlikely. As a playoff team moving a 21-year-old 51-point winger with another cheap year left for a still developing defenseman and a likely late first is a notable downgrade.
You know, maybe Keith Pelly was onto something for using AI for trade simulations. No, I feel like it's an odd situation because...
Should we throw in Tavo?
Also, yeah, sure, why not? Negotiating rights for Sam Lafferty. It's an odd situation because you would think Philly would just want to keep him, but like I said before, scratching a guy in the playoffs when you need your best lineup possible, and you're putting in a guy who's just coming from the OHL to go in and take his spot, that's more than just, you know, oh, we're looking to play the better guy. I feel like that's like a message sent.
Throwing in Tavo to reduce the possibility. So I'm going to say 50% retained on Tavo to make the money work. This is fun. We can do a whole show like this.
We could. You could. What if you put in like
Edmonton takes it, or Philly takes it 85% of the time. If you give them Korchinski, Tavo 50% retained, and Edmonton's first round pick. It says Philly, coming off a playoff season, would likely jump at the chance to consolidate Korchinski, a late first and 1 year Teravainen, into Michkov, who immediately boosts your top six and remains cost controlled, though they may hesitate slightly at losing a young D and a first in one move.
I don't know. I feel like if I was Philly,
Figure it out,
and we're but also if you're moving Michkov, and I was talking to the Blackhawks, guys like Oliver Moore, Frank Nazar, they would be on my swap list.
All right, we're going to do one more for the fans.
Which I don't think the Hawks would.
Bertuzzi and Chicago's and Edmonton's first next year. Are we retaining on Bertuzzi? Let's do 30% retained. All right. How many more questions do we have, Chloe?
A lot. We had like 17 questions.
All right, well, we'll do this, and we'll do one more. So in a minute, we are going to go to overtime here at CHGO. So if you're watching on your fast channels, that's your Rokus, your Samsungs, your Xfinities, switch on over to allchgo.com.
Yeah, give them Burakovsky
in 55 seconds. Okay. Chicago accepts 73% of the time. If it's Bertuzzi, 30% retained, and Edmonton's first. Flyers reject 8% of the time they accept. They'd be trading a potential franchise cornerstone in Michkov on an ELC with RFA rights for a short-term 31-year-old winger and a probably late first from Edmonton.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, Can't say you didn't try.
We tried.
We tried. Now Kyle Davidson doesn't have to.
Absolutely. All right, let's get one more mailbag question in before we wrap things up. We'll get to the rest of the mailbags later in the week because it's May.
The off season, we're pretty good at stretching out the mailbags throughout the week, and I mean, we do get some really good. We do get some good questions, good conversations. Yeah, I like mailbags. They're
all right,
fun. Are we in overtime?
Long. Yep, we're in overtime.
All right, sweet.
This one from Maticus says, wild speculation here, but if players like McDavid or Draisaitl were to bail out on the Oilers due to frustration with the future of the team, cough, cough, he who shall not be named, what second and third order effects could that mean for the Hawks? That is unlikely that these players would want to come to Chicago. If they wanted out of Edmonton, would that open any possibilities for the Hawks to snipe a second-tier player with contenders focused on getting these two top names? While this is not likely to happen, I'm trying to think of some what-ifs in the offseason. Okay, so you're saying a team needs to make room to bring in Draisaitl or McDavid.
Mm-hmm.
Who could those teams be, and could the Hawks take advantage of that?
Yes, they could take advantage of that. I really don't know.
Who are the teams that are in position to take on Connor McDavid?
Chicago. We have the caps. Chicago has the cap space to make something like that.
San Jose could do it.
Yeah.
Anaheim could do it, probably, right?
Yeah. I mean, cap space is going up, so teams are going to, for McDavid or Draisaitl, for both of them, teams would be willing, I'm sure, to be flexible and use up some money. I'm thinking of like teams that are like in a contention window or it just opened up, and man, McDavid,
it's tough. Like, it's kind of a weird.
Montreal seems like they're in trade rumors a bunch, even though
they're currently over the cap, but they've got some movable stuff. So looking at their roster, you could move Mike Matheson, nice defenseman, but probably a luxury. He's got a new deal that kicks in at $6 million next season.
Well, then they're probably not going to move
for
him
5 years
if they just signed him.
Well, if you're getting Connor McDavid,
sure.
I would assume that Suzuki, Caulfield, and Slavkovsky are off limits.
I would imagine so.
Brendan Gallagher makes 6.5. Josh Anderson makes 5.5. Philip Deneau makes 5.5. Want Kirby Dach back?
This version of him, sure.
Yeah, he's been better.
Stay healthy.
Alex Newhook, 2.9. Alex Tessier will make 2.5 next year.
Newhook.
Get Ivan Demidov.
Hey, it finally comes full circle.
Just the way he drew it up.
Yeah. Yeah, those are some interesting names. Gallagher, Anderson.
Boy, what if he went to Montreal and won?
Oh,
damn.
That'd be crazy. Or even Draisaitl.
Yeah.
If we're talking in this hypothetical. The Hurricanes always seem to be a team that figures it out. Who would they move off of?
I mean, a lot of guys have no movements. Aho has a no movement. Ehlers has a no movement. Plus, you're keeping these guys if you want to try and win with them. Yeah. Like William Carrier might be an option. He only makes $2 million though. He's not going to free up that much room. Kadri Miller makes 7.5.
He seems like a part of their.
I agree. You're not trading
core.
Jacob Slavin.
No.
Shane Gostisbehere makes 3.2, but only for a year.
Is he a free agent this year?
He is a UFA after next season.
Okay.
So it'll be tougher for them. Like Stankoven makes 6.
I mean,
and if you're going to trade for Connor McDavid,
or
Leon Draisaitl, that's a name. If I'm Edmonton, like conversation starts with Stankoven.
Would you make a move to get rid of Aho if it means you're bringing in McDavid?
Sure.
Like, I know you want to contend with all these good players, but also that's an improvement.
Yes, it's
right?
An upgrade.
You can if you upgrade your best overall player, that's an improvement.
And
it
makes it less painful for Edmonton. You're getting a good player back, but
right.
If you're Carolina, would you do Stankoven and Aho for McDavid?
That seems like a lot.
It does seem like a lot, but it's like Connor F. and McDavid.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting.
Scary.
Yeah.
He's going to be a free agent. Just sign him.
Buffalo is another name that people are saying in the chat, if you don't, I mean, if you
They're
make
currently over the cap.
if you make a move to get McDavid, you're not bringing back Alex Tuck.
I mean, that could be the trade. You could sign and trade Alex Tuck.
Sure.
If we're talking about this summer.
Right. Yeah.
He's 30, though.
Tuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, McDavid's 29.
I know, but it's a different level of dude.
Yeah.
Owen Power could be on the table for them. 8.35 through. How far does that
Yeah,
go?
I mean, he seems part of their defensive core.
I mean,
I get you're going for McDavid. Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, again, to make it about the Blackhawks, there definitely would be teams, because there's very few teams that are just like, we will take on full Connor McDavid and give up nothing. There's very few teams that could do that.
Yeah.
That would also give him what he's looking for. Same with Draisaitl, where they're trying to contend. Crap teams that have a ton of cap space, sure, they could take them on full time, but they're crap teams, so they're not gonna do it.
If you're taking on McDavid, you're not crap anymore, right? Like,
sure. If you planted McDavid into the Blackhawks next year and they don't do anything else,
they're a playoff team.
But are they cup contenders? Because Edmonton's a playoff team with McDavid and Draisaitl, but they did not look like cup contenders this year.
Probably not with the defense, but like, you're not super far.
No, I'm trying to think, if I'm Connor McDavid and I'm forcing my way out of Edmonton, where the team is built to at least get us to the playoffs, or sometimes at most get us to the playoffs, I'd want to go to a team that's going to get me. That me getting there gets me over the hump of winning the Stanley Cup. I think
Detroit.
Yeah. Who do you want to give up?
Larkin.
Dylan Larkin.
Larkin's a great player, but he's not Connor McDavid. And Dylan Larkin can't be your top forward on a champion. Unless you've got four of them.
Is Dylan Larkin the top forward in Detroit? Because I would make a case for Lucas Raymond.
Lucas Raymond is making a case for it. But yeah. I think that Larkin, when you look at the all-around, and by the way, Lucas Raymond, great all-around, and I think there could be a point where they swap.
Right.
But I think right now, I would still take Larkin, but it's not a vast gap. But you're saying center or wing. And if I'm Edmonton, I'm saying I want Dylan Larkin. You know, he's at 8.7 for 6 more years.
I mean,
5 more years.
Detroit's got plenty of players on their roster that are eating money that if they wanted to shed, the Blackhawks could pick the bones and make an improvement to their team.
JT Compher,
Northbrook's own.
Yep.
You could get Alex DeBrincat back.
There you go.
Yeah.
And where is he? Is he in here? There is one Red Wing, but he's a free agent.
He's a free agent, so you just sign him. You just sign him for money.
All right, we're going to wrap things up. We'll be back tomorrow with more of your mailbag stuff. Are we predicting a Kancherov signing this week?
Oh, sure.
I think so too.
Sure.
Under Wednesday.
His contract is officially terminated according to his Russian team.
Yeah.
So there's nothing holding it back from happening. Yeah, Wednesday? That sounds good. I say by Wednesday.
I say Wednesday as soon as the show ends.
Wednesday at 4:02 p.m.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to everybody tomorrow at 3:00 o'clock on CHGO Blackhawks. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for hitting that like button. We have 350 people watching us on a Monday in May. We love you guys. A little bit of insight, by the way. Brandon from ALLCITY, the head of ALLCITY, was here last week and said we are the fastest growing show on the network.
I'd say I'm surprised, but
thank you all very much.
Yes, thank you, everyone. That's awesome.
Huge.
Awesome to hear.
Huge. But everything here is great. So we'll check out all of our shows. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 3 on CHGO Blackhawks.
We all silly like the mayor.